Hello, I'm Honza, and I build projects. And I just wanted to have a lightning talk about many things which I created just to give you inspiration what you can do with Python in your free time if you don't have life, family, and so on. I do have life, family, and so on, but I'm a builder of projects and I just can't resist myself. This is one project I have. I'm a solo indie hacker slash entrepreneur slash someone who can program but can't do sales, so not really, I don't know how much it's sustainable and so on, but it works and I do it for several years now, kind of full time. And it's a project for people who want to start in tech and want to learn programming, and it's not courses, it's like everything else. And because I do it as single person, I ended up on this page, and this is like where you can find a therapist. Albeit I spent some time in Brno, and during that time I accidentally founded this meetup in 2010 or 11 or something like that. Now I live in Prague, I know. I'm a creator. So now I live in Prague, and if you click Prague here, and I don't know, adults, you find that you can choose from something like 50 pages of people from whole Prague, something like, I don't know, 700 therapists, which isn't very useful filtering. So, well, it's not that much, but I think they have it broken or something. Anyway, there is a lot of therapists, so I didn't know how to choose. Someone told me maybe you can choose a therapist according to location where you go to work and where you live, so that you can go there often and make your single person project sustainable that way. And I decided this is a good filtering, but you know, Prague is quite a wide filter. So I decided to solve it my way, and I scraped the whole database, and it was harder than I anticipated. It took me several hours because it's the page is on ASP, and you get the whole payload of the whole database actually in one single request. That's why the page loads so slow. And then you realize that there is a JSON in the API or something. But in that JSON there is encoded something like a JavaScript object which you have no way to parse in Python and so on. And then you find a library which can do that, but can do that for so many entries, it can do that in 20 minutes. So anyway, I did that, I scraped it, and then, because why not, I put it on GitHub. So now you can just download the JSON if you need to find a therapist. You can download this JSON and filter it for yourself in, using Python, just, filter where you are and what you need. It's not actually so many lines, it was just, detective work how to make it work. And this has GitHub Actions and downloads and updates, I don't know, I think every night or something. So it should be kind of up to date. And another project, I have this devil's machine with Apple on it, and I have this phone, and Apple has this lovely thing that it doesn't have a concept of a photo as a file. The photo is something ephemeral which you have somewhere on the cloud, or I don't know. And I like photos as files which I can rsync to my external drive and know that they will persist even though Apple won't be among us. So what I found out is that I can click on the tap on the photos on my phone and airdrop them on this machine, and they land there as files, as plain old files. But then I wanted to sort them to folders because my life is long and I have time for that, of course. And according to what I did and so on. And that is kind of tedious. Also, when your wife or a friend sends you pictures they took, it's a mess. And but the nice thing about photo files is that they have metadata, and they have like when someone took a photo. So I wrote a script which takes a folder and sorts the photos according to days, because usually I can pretty much map activity to a day. I go to vacation and it lasts those 4 days or something, but the day is something which helps me a lot. Like foldering by day helps me a lot to go through the photos and quickly put there into kind of albums. I named it Cindy because Cinderella is too long, and Cinderella is in the fairy tale it's like sorting the lentils or whatever. So the tagline is like sorts photos to directories by date, with or without the help of a flock of doves. I felt like this is funny. Anyway, it's not on PyPI, it's just a personal project. It's there is PyProject.toml, you can install it from Git, and it will, it's just a few lines. Again, it should be pretty fast. I used async IO. It installs as a binary, like you can execute it Cindy, and that's it. And this is like it helps me to go through life. Another thing, I decided that it stresses me out to have a personal project and the business in one person, and it stresses me out to try to find out ways how to earn money with it. So I decided I will take a part-time job, and that will provide me with the money, and 80% of time I can focus on working on that project which I love. So because it's hard years now, like this is recession and so on, so this will help me. But I don't know, like we had a deal like 20% of time, but what is 20% of time? So I made a script which isn't particularly long, but it does its job. The longest part is actually click parameters, and this takes the current month, identifies weekends and public holidays, check public holidays, and counts the days, and then gives me like how many days is 20%, and perhaps I will develop it further, and later on I will teach it how to, I don't know, file a Factoroid invoice over API, I don't know. Another little project like this. And one thing I liked, I love this person, like Simon Willison, it's a person you should follow. He's amazing, he has a great blog and writes about so many things, and if you want to create projects and you're a builder who is just happy with writing a file, executing it, and be happy like that it works, and it helps you with something, Simon Willison is a person you should follow. And he had this idea that you can scrape something from the web, some data, like the therapists or something, and you can create a JSON file or something and put it to Git. And if you scrape it every day, then you can see changes, and you can observe the changes. And he called it Git scraping, and I wanted to try it out. So when I had some little time, I created a repo with just a project. I didn't really had any plans with it. I scraped a registry of Czech political parties, and you can follow changes like I don't know, this commit. This is not very interesting, but there are commits like basically you can, because GitHub generates RSS, and you can follow like the changes, and they are actually journalists it's like following this repo. You know, you can see that someone becomes. This is like I don't have a good example of diffs, but you can follow diffs like this. You can follow the RSS, and it gives you updates like somebody in that like the party has been created by someone. Somebody has been elected as some head, whatever. And so on, or there are changes in parties, or it moves its location, like where it's based, and so on. It's interesting for some people, not for me. I don't know. I just I don't need it. But I've already heard that some project which is like some transparency about political parties or something. They integrated the data from here. Like this is a project I don't really update it or anything, it just works, and if it fails I wait 2 days if it doesn't fix itself. And I don't care about it that much, but it works, and you can have it as a JSON, and you know, when I did this in the past, and I knew that it's so simple, I just committed the JSON back to the repo. I did it, of course, to the therapists too. I don't know why, it's just there. Now you can know when certain therapists started their practice. I don't know why, but it was so easy that why not. So yeah, these are little projects which you can do. It's usually just a few lines. Repo, like, I don't know, just an inspiration what you can do with Python, with scraping, with click, the library for command line interfaces. You can set up a very small library, like, I don't know, a few lines, which helps you with something. So that's it.